for a special program which is for principals and aspiring teachers who want to take education on their shoulders, who want to innovate, who want to make changes, who want to bring something new in the field of education. National Policy of Education, which has just released, is one tool which is giving us opportunity to deal with all the challenges with policymakers backing behind. Now we are at the crossroad where if education system of India, education of India, the way we educate our children, if not cope up with the world, we will be left behind. We are the youngest nation. Our children, when they will go to workforce, they will after a few years, when they will go to the world, they will be significant number in the whole world. And if they will not be equipped, they will not have required skills, they will not have required capabilities, then jobs which were available may not reach to us. The prosperity which India wants will not be with us. Here, I want to emphasize that not we are claiming or inventing, we are in fact reclaiming what we have been. India was the leader in the world in science and technology, in philosophy and economics. We were the world leader and centuries belong to India. And now everyone slowly is accepting this fact that next century belong to Asia and India. And education is going to play the most important role in this field. We are fortunate that today's discussion that is basically collaboration between schools and inside the school, between teachers, between children, and how to use this whole thing for betterment of whole education fraternity. We have with us very important person with us, Mrs. Sasi Banerjee. Mrs. Sasi Banerjee is heading one of the most prestigious school, Srinadar School, started by noted industrialist Srinadarji. But more than industrialist, he is philanthropist. He has vision. He wants to do something great in education. I have been very closely associated with whole foundation and this is school. And from last 3-4 years interacting with Sasi ma'am. And it's my pleasure to welcome her as a true innovator who sees the future and dares to do unconventional things which are good for children, because for her, children are most important, nothing else. Everything else secondary. Children, their future, their own confidence building is more important than anything else. Ma'am has been working in the pedagogy and so many areas all around. She has traveled all over the world. She has been so much doing everywhere, all over the education, everywhere education scenario. She has been not only with education field, she is in the media, she is Doordarshan AIR, has been benefited by her expertise and her talks on different issues keep on coming quite often. Not only working with her own school, she is providing her services to the Navodaya Vidyalaya government setup and enhancing their capabilities, because we believe that together we can do much better. Gone are the days when we wanted to go alone. Now we have to be a support system to each other and we have to help with each other. So whenever we have been discussing with Sasi ma'am, she has been so supportive. Her school is so open. You don't see boundaries there. You see everywhere people growing in different directions and under her care. And what fascinated me, she is postgraduate in English and Sanskrit, both the languages, the classical language of India plus international language English. And along with that, education and music. So rare combination of culture, the music, the education, the world, all that makes a person suitable for education. So our opportunity to have ma'am. So with these words, I'll welcome Sasi ma'am. Please deliver keynote address to our people. We want to be there under your patronage.
Thank you so much, Dr. Prakash. And in the presence of stalwarts such as Dr. Singh and other members, um, I feel, uh, I don't know, I went beyond the state of embarrassment to be even considered as somebody who has to be talked about. I am a crusader, just as all of you are, and would like to follow your footsteps in making my little contribution towards how the world is shaping to be. But thank you, Dr. Prakash. I respect you so deeply, and your own mentor, Dr. Singh, is here. And for all the other members and the principals who are here, the leaders who are here, I would simply like at the very outset to share with you that um, I really am not here for any kind of uh, a knowledge which is a sudden epiphany that has come and I would like to share. I would simply like to share my experiences of such an important aspect of social interaction, which is sharing. And towards that, I think I have learned from students such as the ones I have in my school, right from the youngest child to the oldest, and from my colleagues, the team that over the years has got built, all come with their own share of talent, their repositories of knowledge from different walks of life. And no more is school a space where you only need a degree in education. That's also something that has changed over the years. You are a wonderful scientist or an engineer or a doctor or somebody who's leading finances, a bank, let's say vice president of some banks, etc. It's so heartening that they have all found a school space, a space where they can really contribute towards society. So, as Dr. Prakash right at the beginning was sharing that it is the foundation which which believes in transformative education, which believes in creating spirals of excellence, which believes in getting believers together to be able to do something great. I remember, and I would like to just share with you that when I first moved into almost 10 years ago, this space, we all sat down to see how we can bring in the insights and learnings of those 30 years that one was teaching, learning, leading institutions. And then when you get a field to be able to create something new, I think it's very humbling, as very exciting. And if you are ready to build a plane while it is flying, that is the kind of feeling that the plane is in flight and you are building it afresh each time, maneuvering it in a manner where nobody gets left out or thrown out. And I can just think of it as that kind of an exhilarating journey. So thank you so much for letting me be part of this very, I would use the word erudite and at the same time down to earth, empowering platform for all those who are part of it. So I simply picked up, and if I may take your permission to say that from this most wonderful theme, and what better in these times when we have both aspects of an attitude. Have we lost a lot because of the pandemic? Are some things permanently lost? Or have we suddenly hit upon a treasure trove under all the moss and the caves and the darkness? Because here is an opportunity which gives us a no option environment and we suddenly have to do things in a way when we have to change the set of wheels on which we move. And I remember 2 years ago or so when there was Greta Thunberg storming the UN well, and this big placard saying school is dead, and people took it with a pinch of salt. And I think it was really the thunder of the Shiva which was at play. And I do believe in the Tao of physics so much, which I feel was a beautiful rendition of how what the principles of physics are in the magnetic fields, where suddenly we could see that school is reborn. The smallest, tiniest village school to the best high-tech high school in the most developed countries. I think we are all on the same page today. So this very conversation where people from all walks of life and education come together to say, what is competition really? Does it hold any meaning in the way it used to hold earlier? It's amazing how one situation, and I'm really not eulogizing or talking great about what pandemic has done. There is a lot of sorrow it has created, homes which have lost people. We in our own community, in our school, have had these cases, but it needed a jolt like this, especially for the education industry. For we, all stalwarts have been talking about disruption 4.0 and the SDG, and when in 2016-17 we embraced, nobody ever could have imagined, I couldn't really, that such a cataclysmic change will occur, which will actually help us look closely into our role as leaders. So there's just this one little direction that I put for me. I have not uh, brought along with me a very presentation heavy conversation, because you are such great people who are part of this conversation, but just some indicators of what we could in the next 10-15 minutes that seem like the time it should be spent. And I offer my experiences both in terms of have the discipline of education, in terms of blurring the lines where partnerships were only between the powerful in terms of knowledge, and those that received knowledge were on the other side. I think that has completely gone beyond. And stepping with courage out of the box, as Dr. Prakash said, to see what is the need of the learner. What are these times messaging loud and clear, whether it is the nature, environment, we're talking about climate change, we're talking about sustainable energy, we're talking about changing lifestyles, we're talking about technology enabled learning. So how do we change all of that without throwing the baby out with the bathwater? So you need all of it, and I put it into three different notions. Courage. Courage certainly is something which you don't really have, but if you are ready to face your fear and build courage, I think that's a very important process that happens sometimes. And candor. I think to be able to spell out what you need to honestly, and these times have brought to us a huge amount of opportunity for candid conversations and communication across all stakeholders of education and those who are caregivers to the future and the future leaders. And I think compassion is the most active emotion that we have been blessed with. And much as people look at compassion as something which they associate with calmness, not so much action, but more thought related, philosophy related, I would like to share with you in the next few minutes that I feel this is that single most energetic kind of a feeling for any being, which propels you into action. The only difference is this action comes with universal responsibility, a sense of accountability, not just to yourself, but also to everyone around you. So, with this, I would like to, if I may, start with a tiny active little video, because I thought if I put philosophy into action on how partnerships are built, and and partnership is not something which is a prescripted model. Every organization has to first create a need for collaboration. Are you working with a philosophy which calls for participation, which calls for collaboration? Is something very interesting. I'll kind of just start off with this 1 minute or 2 minutes, maybe at the most, sharing of what happens when you are ready to rise above the tide. And so I would request Tanu to please start it off right from the beginning, if you may, please. So this is just one little offering from the school, and that is my practice ground. If there is the video, so if there is the sound, Tanu, that would be great.
Itself dead, and yet defies all truth.
I hope the sound is there, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanu. So, what I wanted to bring in, if I may, was just a feel of the sense of the past 6 or 7 months. What you saw here was what the children have put together when they started understanding that the school has opened up. We always use this one word where we say, I hope I'm audible. Is that all right for everyone? Just give me a
Yes,
thumbs
ma'am.
up. So, when students and teachers, both learners in the new environment, realize that boundaries have kind of opened up for them to really be people who can access what we call the village. It takes a village to raise a child, is often quoted. And suddenly the learner realized that this village is really beyond the walls of physical constructs. And till now, we always spoke about it, and I can see it in all facets of life. We would say that experiential learning goes beyond classrooms. But we always had an option which was so much more comfortable. So the moment you stepped out of your comfort zone, and that is what I want to bring in about partnerships. Partnerships sometimes are not very convenient events in our life. They are events which have come because we stepped out of our comfort zones. And to propel us or initiate us or inspire us or even push us to step out of that comfort zone is either a test that life puts you to, or a rule or a regulation or a advisory that you have to follow, because that is the way for you to take your success forward in terms of your engagement. So I was hearing right in the beginning, we were fortunate to come early, and Dr. Singh talking about the NEP. So, some of these documents where policymakers, due to some political will, have been able to, and whether we talk about the NCF 2005 or now the NCF forthcoming, or after so many years, the change in policy and the NEP. This is also a partnership which has emerged and into fruition because of many, many years of simmering conversations. But I think there couldn't have been a better time for the NEP to be tabled in July 2020, where many of the quadrants that we call in our education or any other field for implementation, one is the regulatory body, which is and one is the policy, the other is the resource management of, our country is not a country where we can talk about one school doing it. One school might be fortunate to have deep pockets, but this is for the entire education scenario and the field. But can we make it possible? That's the question. And yes, the positivity is that yes, it can be possible. And I would like to talk a little about that also. How are these partnerships possible? And the fourth thing is, how do we build our architectural roadmap? And I'm talking about the architecture of the design for learning. Design has been foremost for the last so many years. We've been talking about learning by design, understanding by design, design technology, design for learning, educational design. And I think I want to refer to the universal design for learning, which is, of course, an architectural roadmap for, and it has come in handy for the newest world that we are inheriting. It is a brave new world. In the world where assessment, student expression, teacher expression, the marriage of the human imaginative intelligence and the artificial intelligence needs a plethora of partnerships and collaboration with the industry, the technology, the device, the hardware, the software. And you cannot certainly anthropomorphize artificial intelligence onto human intelligence. We as human beings might have learned to fly because the birds fly. They might be our inspiration. But the technical and scientific principles that are put on ground into creating something like a flight are completely different. So we talk about machine learning, deep learning, but now is the time where there is this huge partnership of the tech know-how, which can really partner with schools and make available. We've been talking about perceptrons, and we've been talking about how the AI is a big thing, which virtual reality and augmented reality. But what we miss out on partnering with is visual thinking routines, the VTRs. And I've when I look at my teachers who are working right now on VTRs first can we understand visual thinking routines so that we can translate that into other principles of pedagogical understanding, and if there was one a colleague who said a wonderful thing. He said this is the best time to practice heutagogy, which is self-directed learning. So while we were looking at pedagogy, we look at andragogy, we look at how elders learn, but we have blurred the boundaries of these partnerships. Never before was school in such public domain as it is today, and I'm you know the parent is right there sitting. Can you imagine? I am often reminded of J. Alfred Prufrock's love song. There's a poem which is, you feel like a butterfly formulated and pinned on the wall. So some teachers who are not at all, used to being seen by so many people, although in many schools, people have peer observations, mentor observations, but to have you right there sitting in somebody else's living room where the whole family is watching you is not easy for a teacher. And that happened during these times. I'm reminded of Lenin's quote, of all the people, Lenin, who said, there are decades when nothing happens, and there are weeks when decades happen. So, this whole situation was decades happened in these weeks. And uh, so I think the parent partners were the strongest partnerships that emerged. Then we had the tech partners. Look at the data management systems. Even the smallest school, I was part of a meeting for the Delhi schools, and there was Mr. Kundu, and looking at how the government schools can access through mobile applications. Mobile applications has been spoken about for a very long time. And mobile telephony, I remember when EduSat was launched, I went to a school in the remotest areas near Shanti Niketan, and there the school could be accessed only through a tire water because it was all water flooded. And somehow there was the then director Nupa, and they had created with UNICEF, they had created a forum there. So mobile telephones were used to connect with the best minds in Delhi. And there in that remote village, people were learning, whether it was music, whether it was circuitry, whether it was robotics, to all of this. So partnerships have emerged over human ability to constantly get into the metacognitive realms of how do I learn what I learn, how do I think what I think. And I think the only thing that we need to be very careful in all of this, as I said, is while courage is great, candor is great, and candor doesn't come easily. Candor comes through authentication. Do you have authentic information with you in today's time of post truth and I don't know what truth and fake truth? I think all of us, our children have to be very judicious in what to believe and what not to believe. So we also have media as partners because they have to be equally uh, aligned with children who are learning. So we have policymakers, we have parents, we have resource managers in terms of the home kitchen lab. Where is the lab today? It is in the home kitchen, the kitchen garden. So it is everyone who is working in the different professional areas helping with people. And I think it is a great opportunity to find parallel engagement for people who have lost their jobs, really, because the pandemic has also opened up this huge gap. Not everyone can work through technology. People who are real workers with their hands cannot sit in front of their laptops and cannot access smartphones. So also people have been talking about this huge digital divide because there are people who do not have enough to eat, what to talk about devices and taking their education forward. So I think partnerships where great corporates and people who have money and to share have come together. So schools have forged uh, multiple partnerships, and I think for doing that you need leaders who are skilled, not just technologically skilled but managerially skilled also. So I come back to my initial submission. We who are listening to and having this conversation have a very distinct role to play. That is to create leaders who are building this future. Dr. Prakash said a wonderful thing, that sometimes you create history by what you do not embrace and leave behind also. And I think for us as humanity, we are on the brink of this. We've already created a lot of history which may not be remembered very well, may also be remembered very well. So both aspects I would balance. But in terms of our lifestyles, there is a lot that we need to let go of. We have become slaves of a lifestyle which is very anti harmonious to nature. Nature is calling to us to be able to use raw material, to be able to use certain learning designs which can help rebuild what has been effaced from the face of the earth. It reminds me of Al Gore and his movie and the pale blue dot. And I would use this forum to give out this information that we have only one planet. The extra planetary missions are there, and there is a lot that has happened, but it's going to take many, many years. I don't know when. But for now, can we, in our curriculum, create partnerships where we can take school out into the open to be able to be lived by the learners in a manner where they don't remain consumers of technology, but they create technology, builders all through, because we need a lot of groundwork, which is in the area of replenishment, in the area of nurturing, caregiving. And towards that, I would like to just share with you, if I may, just a very tiny little thing. Maybe, Tanu, we could share uh, something from Kafila. Sometimes people feel that you just need a physical environment for certain things to be practiced. And what these times have taught us is that there are experts all over the world, whether in Mexico, whether in India, whether in the US, who can always be tapped by school children. And you can learn the beauty of design also through making things which are of utility value. While I will not get into the debate of the value of art in terms of aesthetics or utility, but these are times when we need to really reaffirm our faith in our ability to recognize what we are needed to do towards a larger calling, a larger strategy towards building the world. So I have another minute, Dr. Prakash? Just stop me wherever. There is one little thing which is a big challenge, and I would like all of you sometime to also address it while onboarding our children towards a digital platform, a virtual environment, remain connected with the learner and learning, and we call it connected learning. What has really always put me into very deep contemplation is the 3.5-year-old, the 4-year-old, the 5-year-old. Because we thought it's 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. So we need more partnerships in understanding how we can look after the youngest learners. What is the real exploration into asynchronous offline learning that is possible with small partnerships that can be built within society? Because brings to my mind the latest Nobel laureate in literature, Louis Gluck, who said a wonderful thing. I mean, it's so poignant that we see the world only once in childhood. The rest is all memory. So the memories that are being created in the minds of these children, how can we make it more rich? How can we not take away from them that everything is not, but this dimension? It is multidimensional, and there is the high touch curriculum, which is also along with the high impact curriculum. So with that, maybe I would just end with one little video where children would be talking about what they're doing. And after that, I would like to hand it back to you, Dr. Prakash, because I think I've taken a lot of time and I think we don't have that much. So just a little bit, if do I have a minute to
Please, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
over to you, Tanu, to just. So this was an integrated arts festival, which is about how you bring together everything. Despite, I would like the reporting one, Tanu. Yeah. Sorry.
This is Kafila, ma'am.
Yes.
As a strong will to celebrate the arts and create an inclusive environment for theatre, music, dance, and visual arts is now known as Kafila. Kafila isn't merely a dance competition, it is so much more. It is an amalgamation of interactive events that engage students and encourage collaboration. Kafila celebrates diversity by inviting participants, judges, and facilitators for workshops from various parts of the world like Japan, Mexico, Russia. As we began conceptualizing the event, we came up with a theme for this year: freedom as an artistic quest. We feel like this theme is very relevant to the current times. While keeping this theme in mind, we came up with two visions Kafila hopes to avoid. One, we hope to establish an inclusive and collaborative environment for budding creative citizens. And two, we hope to support artists in need in these times of the pandemic.
Thank you, Tanu. I think we'll close it here. I think the other aspect that has come out from what Nandini, she's one of our students who says, and I think we have a whole lot of believers here. There was Archisha and Nandini and all of them who spoke about supporting artists in these difficult times. So school is also a place for generating the need for a philanthropic contribution towards society, and not just to consume knowledge, but how can you use that and apply that knowledge towards helping others. So I would, in bringing all of that together, I would simply like to end with just this one saying, and the Sufi saint Rumi said that when we're talking about collaboration and partnerships, resource garnering, we have to really look very deeply at the stance we take. Sometimes we may be too rigid in what we want. Adaptability is very important, and also the ability to see what is not visible. So Rumi said, out beyond the ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. And I think school is all about garnering those spaces. So over to you. And thank you so much for listening to me and for this lovely platform where I had some very, very kind listeners. And I hope this has helped in one drop towards building a sense of gratitude that we have people to take the journey ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It is a pleasure to see things in action and all theories coming into practice. And that's what Sunadari School is in. That's what is your vision, where you have experimented all. You were talking about the kafila. I remember when we were shooting when a dance for my daughter, almost whole day we have sought her parts which can go to kafila. But the learning which we did in the learning which we had one jhumka in her ears and she had never wore anything bigger than that. Even that, how big it will be there, how much painful for other people to wear. That is also part of learning. So learning is something which goes all beyond the boundaries, and now whole world is our learning, and how schools can use this opportunity to make a whole world as a school, not the four wall of the classroom as a learning space. That is what is the total collaboration of that what we plan. And thank you very much, ma'am. And we would like to listen Dr. B. Singh sir more about that you spoke, and we'll request you please if you can continue some more time with our program. If you can manage some time, this will continue.
I would love to listen, please.
sir.
Great,
Amazing, sir.
ma'am. Really, we are, obliged to have your views, and you have really set up tone at very high level. The way you explained, it seems we know Shivnagar School is a real moving school and a school into action. And the wonderful thing which I liked, you said you have done odd experiments. Even I did it some, but that's really amazing and heartening to listen the way your school is doing the work. Ma'am, I remember NEP 1986 when Narasimha Raoji was initiating. I had attended a few meetings even that time, worked with NCF 2000 and 2005. We all know there were good things in those NCF and the policies. But I think this NEP 2020 has really shifted, had brought paradigm shift. And it has given more liberty to work, more empowering schools. A school like Shivnagar and all good schools, they're already doing so many things. What is an NP 2020? But of course, now probably we'll be collaborate in much more better way, and we'll be open, our boundaries will be open to the entire world, and India will be once again a religious guru, educational guru of the entire world. So we'll be showing paths to the world. This is what we expect, and we are sure with the input you have given, how beautifully you explain partnership, three words: courage, candor, and compassion, and the very good examples you gave. So we are highly delighted and happy to hear you. Thank you so much. We'll be interacting with you, and we'll be having collaboration even with you. So thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you.
Collaboration is
ma'am.
on UNESCO website also. If you open UNESCO website, the very first thing you will see collaboration only. So it has become a key word for every organization. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, we can take it further.
Yes, yes.
We'll request Dr. B. Singh, sir, to take it further and discuss with us. Sir, I should share, or you will share the screen?
Either way, you want me to share?
You can share, sir.
Okay, fine.
And the collaboration that is happening today, without we coming into picture, if that can create so much wonder, if all educators together join and bring collaboration of everyone. As ma'am, before sir is starting, I want to share one thing. Jack Welch has told in one of his story he was sharing when he was interacting with his employees. And he has given an option that every employee, every engineer, every sales engineer should suggest what changes should be there in technology which GE is using in different places. So one engineer who was going to repair fridge gave some very valuable suggestion, and which was implemented, and fridge has improved a lot. That person said, when he was appreciated that you have done, he said, sir, till now we are using our body. Now we are using our brain also as free. So when we start using all other resources which we have, the parents, the community, everyone, that's make a lot of change in the whole education scenario, and that we are fortunate enough. And thank you, ma'am, for setting this tone. And we are very fortunate to have Dr. B. Singh, sir, who will explain us further how do we take us this whole issue of collaboration in bigger platform where we can have each and every person involved and bringing their best. B. Singh, sir.
See, I think it's taking a little time. The best,
It will come,
sir. Got time. Is it clear, visible?
Yes, sir. It is visible now. You can make it full screen.
Right. Thank you. So very a life experience, a unique experience we got during time. There was a lot of chaos, but within no time, rather within a very less time, we all learned to collaborate, and on virtual platform, we are meeting entire world. So the best example, sometimes we say this pandemic or COVID is a boon or it is a whether it is a curse. But for us, it proved, it changed the entire living style, it changed the entire way of working now, and we are able to collaborate well. Friends, we'll be talking on collaboration topic. What is the meaning, importance, benefits, examples, some options, how collaboration can be done among schools, and how it is helping us in during pandemic time. Success is not from going alone. Collaboration sets a winning tone. Teamwork gets us as a whole lot more. Even it helps in to improve our score. So collaboration is such a wonderful thing. We have ideas. Independent ideas may or may not give results, but when we pool them, we put them with synergy, we evolve best idea, and this is what the collaboration helps. In the collaboration, the various steps can be: we need support, we need teamwork, we need a different kind of communication, we need trust. That is the watchword of collaboration. Of course, we need motivation, inspiration, and so we get the success. Collaboration is different from teamwork. Collaboration, there are two keywords if we have to have collaboration: inclusive learning community and equals to assist our students and the learners. Collaboration happens when members of an inclusive learning community, they work together. So these are the two keywords. Just characteristics of good collaboration can be: we need volunteership, we need parity among participants, mutual and common goals are required, shared responsibility is very, very important, not only for participation, for decision making also. Shared resources are important, and shared accountability for outcomes are equally important. This is what it was said by Friend and Cook in 1992. Friends, importance of collaboration we all know is, so much. It helps us in developing social structure. It helps us learn from peers. It creates trust. We all are engaged in learning at the same time, and we gain a lot of confidence. Advantages of collaboration can be, Dr. Arun Prakash, may I request if you are there to
Yes,
continue
sir.
further?
Sir, advantages are there, a lot of collaboration, but more than that is to understand the need of collaboration. It is more than that, is to understand the survival of mankind today is not the same as it has been before. Before we go to advantages, I want to discuss how education developed, modern education developed. In Western world, the present education is very much similar. Our starting time is industrialization. When industries developed, workers were required, engineers were required. So that's why engineering and maths were given so much importance. And a whole education that was being given was given basically for developing people to work in factories. But time has changed. Education in India started in totally different context, especially in modern education. They were Britishers. They were ruling us. They wanted people to support them, not to help them. So supported people to support education were required, and that's why we got the Macaulay's way of learning, where rote learning and remembering was required. What is society today? Today, we are talking here, and some of our viewers are sitting in other part of the globe and they are listening. We are making these PPTs. We have taken help of all the people from all over the world. Every time we are collaborating. So when collaboration is going to be a part of life, why it is not to be the part of learning? And that's what we have to talk about. There are lot many benefits are there. The benefit which can come along with this, that it gives our confidence. It gives trust to others. We get from other people's knowledge. We get what other people have developed and where they can support us. And more than that, we share information, we retrieve information, retain information. But what is most important, we learn that competition is not the only way to survive. In fact, today, even the biggest companies, which were always rivals, are sharing their data, marketing data, or that whatever information they have with their rivals, so that together they can develop something else. Now this is a time when one school should work with other school, one child should work with other child. It's not the time that one child, no, I know everything, I'll tell others, other person also get, he will also get 90% marks. Because now marks are secondary. If I know something, if I tell some other child will learn better than me. So that's why when we use different examples, different ways of doing collaboration, that we talk about, that training systems we can develop, we can solve their problems, we develop new technology, new methodology. When we explain concept to different persons, if I'm working in the examination department, I can tell what problems I'm having or what my strengths we have to other department, they can use it. We can make different methodology, different methods, and take it further. And that's what is required as of now to go ahead to collaborate among people. Sir.
Yeah, see, a few examples are here. Friends, let me help to understand difference between advantage and benefit. See, advantage is an opportunity, a situation, a condition we get. If we see the points given here, the advantage, maybe there is a lot of flexibility. We all are engaged in the learning. There is more healthier environment, more supplementing, complementing to each other. Talent is nurtured and talent is utilized fully. Accelerated learning is there, retention is better. Innovative ideas, of course, are there. The benefit is outcome of advantage. If all this happens, what is the benefit? The benefit, this management, and that too self-management of each member of collaborating team becomes better. It is at higher level, more conducive. The skill and knowledge, that is synchronized better. The relationships across the teams, across the departments are of high level. The knowledge acquisition is of high level, a different level altogether. And information becomes more constructive, useful. So here are few examples. I would request Dr. Arun Prakash to kindly take up these examples one by one.
Sir, examples that are discussed here are basically how can we enhance the relationship among children, among teachers and other schools. Example that we can talk about, that when we do something, we can always improve upon. So any training system which is required among our people, the persons who are working for the teachers, or various tools that they are using, we can evaluate how we are and where we can do. If one person is doing alone, he may not be able to understand that. But if many people are working together, they can share information and we can improve our system and train all other people involved with them. Columns, we can have one column at one place, but teachers if sit together and they come out with a solution which helps others also, that will be much better than one person solving the problem. And in this whole discussion, a new methodology comes, new ideas comes which might have not thought before. So solutions come out from the problems when shared by the people together. When one department thinks with some other departments, talk about some other person, that's make a different perspective altogether. And collaborative learning community is developed in this process. When we know that I'm not working alone, my teaching, my explanation, my working is going to help some other person or some other child, that make me in a totally different thing. One example which is given in the Prizdale debate, this is very common and should be used very effectively in the classroom or even with the teachers. Here, two diverging views, two different views are given to two persons, A and B. They tell their points on same topic, they tell their understanding, and a person in the middle summarizes and says who is saying what is better, and how we can take a middle path of that. So children and the people learn that how to respect divergent views, how to respect the views which are different than others, and that the whole debate of intolerance goes, if we discuss from the very childhood, that collaboration means respecting other person's views and listening other person's views. Two persons telling totally opposite things, both may be right, because always there is not black and white, always there is not right and wrong. Always there is something not seen by one person is what other person has seen. So that fistball debate type of environment collaboration makes a lot of difference. Case study is from ages, it has been one of the most important things. Most of the best institute of the country in the world, they study cases, and whole study went on case study only. We remember that we joined IIM Ahmedabad various programs. There they discuss different cases and whole learning through the cases only. This was practiced by Lord Buddha centuries back. He never answered any question directly. Any question was posed, he will create a situation, he will explain the situation, answer evolves, answers comes out, and that's what is the real collaboration they are learning. Team-based learning, we all know that through team, we can, now with Dr. B. Singh, we are developing the team, all the person who are listening, they will add the value today, where everyone collaborating different part of the world, adding value to this program, and we all are learning. And then when whole group is ready to solve a problem, result is different. Sir.
See, friends, we'll have more examples how collaboration a school can do with the internal stakeholders, for example, parents, student, teachers, and how it can be done inter-school. But before that, let's see what can be strategies to have better collaboration. Dr. Prakash.
Sir, strategies that we can create should have one thing in our mind, that together we are going to learn. And we are going to learn from everyone's strengths, not to find out their weaknesses. So create a truly shared vision and goals. Now in Allahabad, we in the Sahoday school, we sat together, we found that our teachers need to be empowered. Being almost non-very happening city where a lot of seminars actually not happening, perhaps if we can develop some platform that will help out, and that's why this whole idea of teacher training things started, and we are taking to next level. This only possible when all the principals in the Allahabad Sahoday group shared this idea that we need to empower ourselves. So when shared vision and goals are decided and clearly known that we are working for this, then whole problem shifts from problem to solution side. A sense of community is very much important. Generally in schools, there was a lot of rivalry. A school was thinking that I should get the best children, our children should always get the best, we should do this, we should do this. But it does not mean others should also not do. Now, if whole city gets most of the children 100% and above, what's harm? Because ultimately society is benefited. Now, schools are realizing that competition is very good, but by helping others and everyone growing will be much better. Now, shortage of children not there. The society is growing very fast. There is a requirement. There is a need. There is requirement of every type of people today. Now, if you remember that you need some medicine, you try to go where 4 or 5 different shops are available. You feel that if medicine is not available at one place, you can have some other place. If many good schools are there, parents and children and everyone get confidence that in this city, if someone is getting transferred from there to Allahabad, we'll feel there are good schools and our children will get benefit. If one school is conducting one competition, other school children can be benefited. Because every school cannot conduct all competitions in that level. Maybe we can conduct in our own level. Activities we cannot conduct in one level. But when we develop a sense of community and work together, that's make a total different way. We identify group norms, which is very much important. When people with conflicting interests come, people with similar goals come in the picture, we should decide this is what we will work together. We will not go beyond this. Now, when we are working with the teachers of other school, when we are talking about the students of other schools, we respect other schools' authority, we respect other schools' property, we respect other schools' vision, and we no school harms children of other schools. And that's why when we set norms and stop poaching, stop working for the society as a whole, that makes a difference. Discussion and dialogues are very much important. Discussion among the policymakers, the principals, the management, the coordinators, the senior teachers, the student council, children all different level. When different discussion and dialogues there, that can decide the norm and that can develop a community sense and that can already give a shared vision and goal. And finally, we can work through the conflict. There will be always conflict. If principals are joining, learned teachers are joining, bright students are joining, certainly there will be conflicting views. But as I said earlier, conflicting views does not mean right or wrong. We can enhance each other and work through the conflicts and come out to the next level. Sir.
The very important aspect here is their teamwork, of course, is required for any kind of collaboration. But teamwork alone is collaboration. And there is a difference in the two. So, Dr. Prakash, though in teamwork as well as in the collaboration, there is a common goal. But there are some other differences. So, what are these differences?
Sir, teamwork is working for one goal. We decide to make a goal. Teamwork is much more common in the IT industry today. Suppose one task has come to them. For a bank, this goal has to be reached. We have to make a payment gateway for a bank. So team leader assigns, you will write the code, you will write the visual appearance, you will do the testing, you will talk to the coordinator and bring all these together. So everyone working together under a leader who directs what you have to do. So things are very rigid, things are given, it's a guidance oriented and everything. No doubt people are working for one goal, but they are working in different units. They are bits and pieces, and then they're combining together and final work is coming. Collaboration is the next level of teamwork. Certainly in collaboration also a team is required. But here, members think independently, add value to the system. They all contribute to the not only goal, but also to the process, also to the integrities which are involved in doing, and everyone is trusted, everyone is given that due diligence and respect that yes, you are part of this work that we are going to do. So let us develop something better. We depend on each other. We share our goal ideas, and then we bring it together. So in a teamwork, individually people are working small parts, or just like that a car is to be made. Someone is making tires, someone is making engine, someone is making doors, someone is making different things, and then in the team leader arrange it, assembles and delivers. But here it's like a developing a new concept car. We sit together and decide what type of car is required. Why this car has to be this color? Why this much speed is much more important? Why this comfort is more important? So when this type of thing happen, that is collaboration, and that's the basic difference between teamwork and collaboration, sir.
You are right. You are right. See, through collaboration, it means we learn have a better relationship in the sense that everyone feels I am indispensable, I am important, I am equally important. People do not feel hierarchy. When the teamwork, there is a boss and there is a total control given by the boss, and the entire directions are given by the boss. But in collaboration, everybody is at par. They supplement, they complement. So there is a longer term relationship, whereas teamwork may be a short term game. So very nice. Very nice.
And
Here are a few examples.
sir, Anuja is here. She has written that we should concentrate on the good points what people are having rather than the problem that they feel. The devotion that people have, that we should concentrate, and that takes this to the next level. And thank you, Anuja. Your input is really good.
Very good.
Sir.
So,
Yes.
friends, here are a few examples how we can collaborate within a school, and the direct stakeholders of the school can be parents, teachers, and the students. So, when we collaborate with parents, the areas may be like this. We look for voluntary service. We may provide certain lists. People can contribute as per their caliber, as per their expertise. And membership can be also very good area. We all know there may be more than 15 committees required in a school, including safety, security, and cyber is another area these days when we are working in the field of IT. So again, we can collaborate in different teams and committees. Fee realization in pandemic especially has become an issue, a common issue for all. So a lot of collaboration is required here, a lot of trust is required here, and good relationship is required. Community outreach programs. There are 2-3 ways of doing it. In some of the schools, group of parents that take over, that take complete lead, and they lead the programs. School supporting, or vice versa, or both are working together as equal partners. So here is another important role. Feedback. Sometimes it appears feedback is a very simple thing, but it's not. Formative feedback, constructive feedback, useful feedback, a realistic feedback. How to get it? So a lot of training is required, a lot of understanding is required. So again, it is area where we can collaborate with the parents. Even assessment, auditing of different processes. There are 30 to 50 processes in the school. And finally, there are some annual general meetings of different areas. It can be for academic programs. It can be for budget preparation. It can be for art integration, or for that matter, any other area. So there can be series of annual general body meetings where select group of parents can represent. They can do a lot of survey. They can have a lot of interaction with the rest of the parents, and viewpoint can be put up in such meetings. So here are a few examples. Similarly, volunteer service may be the parents may work as escort team members, for any outdoor activity, excursion visits, exchange programs, sports teams, inter-school competitions. Good, many schools we have seen, many well-educated parents, they work as a substitute teacher. A very good example is Mothers International School. Every teacher has 10 mothers on roll. They are so well trained. Whenever a teacher has to go on leave, she will call one or two teachers, reorient them, hand over class to them. Even for 10 days, teacher is going out, the class goes at par with other sections. So substitute teachers can be there. They can work as the subject experts in the recruitment and other processes. They can work as a judges. They can work as a coach, mentor, advisor, third party assessor, project leader, a counselor, of course, many times. I've seen in one of my school, one major journal offered, sir, all forms which are filled by your children of class 12, I'll come and spend time here and I'll scrutinize every form. There had been one or two mistakes earlier. So he said, I volunteered this. So this kind of volunteer service can be there. They can also work as a analysis expert, and they can take lead of doing different kind of analysis. Normally it is a weak area, and there can be a technical areas where professionally, if they are architect, designer, contract, some civil engineers, they can contribute in such areas. With the students, here are other set of examples. We can create a self-learning club. Many schools have done it, including Athenia High Saharanpur. They do it very beautifully. A group of children, they come together, create set of questions, and create different activities. Sometimes GD, sometimes quiz, sometimes some debate, seminar, symposium. So self-learning goes on. Teaching to others is very important tool and aspect for learning and retention. So students can be engaged in that. Out of box activities, of course, they contribute. Hands-on activities on daily basis, children very well if they are given chance. Albums can be created having songs, dances, poems, stories, real examples from the life. So in scholastic areas, such albums can be created and the students can work and can contribute very easily. The creative art club, creative literary club, creative ICT club can also be other areas where students can work. They simply need a simple direction and little chance to work. They do wonders, and we are really amazed. But teachers, maybe we can involve them in doing peer assessment, categorizing teachers into 3 categories: advanced level, beginners level, average level, and accordingly, training needs can be identified. So any training should be customized, should have a definite goal, common goal, which is very, very important for collaboration. Simulated teaching, it helps a lot. So again, teachers collaborate, sit together, work together, and do simulated teaching, do video recording. If we are listening that together, 50 to 60% improvement happens even without any third party or third expert. Documentation archives, many times, this is one weak area again, where a lot of documents are there, but they are hardly used and they are like unutilized many times. Creating a directory, creating a policy is one area where teachers' collaboration will work. Campus beautification, counseling to different stakeholders, non-teachers, including the guard and the all other stakeholders. So this is one area where teachers can contribute, and they do better. Some of them, they always look for it. Peer auditing can be done. Analysis and collecting data, it is another area which is very much required. So friends, with these examples, we can understand how peering of teachers should be done. They share responsibilities equally. Both are important. When we do co-teaching, see, many good schools, they have tried in the pandemic especially, combo teaching, co-teaching, two teachers combining subjects, for example, social science and science, English and Hindi. They have common topics. They plan their lesson in such a manner. Both have equal role, both are equally important, but they supplement each other. Many times, Hindi and English, we are teaching the same concept, only the language is different, the medium is different. So one teacher explains one aspect, for example, definitions, other teacher giving examples, third teacher is arranging the hands-on, fourth teacher is arranging some other aspect, teaching to others, and setting homework, etc. So it's working very well. So co-teaching is another example of collaboration. Co-mentoring also is equally important. To do hand-holding, we have to look after the partners, whether synergy is there or not. So limited teams can be assigned this kind of task. Of course, their frequency has to match. Frequency of meeting together, frequency of observing at the same level. So all this we have to synchronize and we have to ensure that it is really happening in the pairs we engage for the mentoring. But wherever this understanding is there, mentoring is also doing wonders in the sense the output depends largely how mentoring is done, hand-holding is done. So with this, Dr. Arun Prakash, I would request to take it further. Some left out aspects, already it is 6:25.
So, okay, sir, quickly we'll try to take it further. But before we go further on this issue, I want to discuss more in inter-school collaboration. And I want to give one example. I took over DPS Kurba leadership after Dr. B. Singh sir, and it was a very difficult task because he has set the bar so high. For me, it was a difficult task to match somewhere else, but I tried my level best. And Sukhwant Singh Thapar is here. He will vouch. Mr. Mohanty, who was our vice principal and senior teacher there, he was selected as principal of DPS Vindhanagar, and that was the middle of the session. DPS Korba management and the NTPC management of Korba was not at all willing to send him. Against the wishes of everyone, including Provice Chairman, I sent Mr. Mohanty, and in fact, I informed the management only after sending Mr. Mohanty. There was a lot of problem, but problem was more serious because he was teaching computer science to class 11, 12, and board examinations were few months ahead. Korba being a remote area, it was not easy to get teachers immediately. We looked after everywhere. Computer was not that much common subject also that time. So getting teachers, as we perhaps today we can get computer teacher everywhere, but that was not the time. We came to know there is a PRT teaching in central school in this Jamnipali township, in the same township where our school was there. I talked to the principal. I said, sir, you lend your teacher to us to teach the subject. Central school regular PRT was relieved from the duty and took full classes in DPS, a government school to private school. And DPS appointed an ad hoc teacher to teach in central school in place of a permanent teacher in pre-primary classes or primary classes, whatever classes there. It went out beautifully. Later on, and I was transferred, later on I came to know this was made a very big issue in Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan. This against all set norms, how can you send a regular teacher to teach in a private school and appoint an ad hoc teacher to teach in your school? principal said, I will ask only two questions. Whether any parents complain that their children are not getting good education? They said, no, we did not have any complaints. Secondly, this other school got benefited. That was also NTPC school. That is also a school. That's also children. So what is harm if we break some rule for betterment of children? And that is what I call collaboration. That is what today is required for betterment of children. We should go beyond normal things to do further. There are a lot of other ways things are there to possible to inter-school collaboration. Different clusters are there. We have collaborative systems. We have collegiate. We can make the confederations. We can make. We can have different consortia and networks and partnership and school as a family, and we can twin the school, one school partner with other school. Lot of ways and means are possible to work it out, and we'll take it further to next level. Schools are coming forward. What is required to come out that someone will see what we are doing? Perhaps now we were never so much exposed as we are today. If our teaching is reaching to the houses and parents are able to record and everyone able to watch, there's nothing to hide now. So when we have nothing to hide, why not get benefited by some other person's strength, and together we make it stronger to everyone? To respond effectively in a crisis, in fact, we are in the crisis at this moment, we have to find out what is happening. We should face the crisis. We should be vigilant what is happening, what we should prioritize what to be done, and know what you can control, what we can do. And all these things are we put into practice in the school system, it's going to make a total sea change in the education scenario as we have today. And we are fortunate that we have galaxy of stalwarts with us. We have Mr. Ajay Prasad, who is a principal in the school here. Dr. Raghavendra Kumar Dwivedi is there, and we have Meenakshi Narola. We had seen Nathania School, our principal from Hathras. She was like Leena Dua Madam was there. Above all, we have Dr. Divya Singh, who is CEO of Center Clarence Academy and bright scholar and our resource persons. He has conducted so many things. Sukhwant Singh Thapar. So many people are here, and that presence, their presence itself, make us that we are ready to collaborate and we want to work it further. We have Mr. S.N. Jafar, who is very enthusiastic learner from the DPS family, and he want to share something. We'll see if time permits. We'll try to listen him what he has for the collaboration. But this is opportunity for everyone who is present here. Muhammad Athar Kalam sir is also here. We could see Nimsa Srivastava. So many people are here, and their presence is in value, and perhaps with their able guidance, able collaboration, we can take it further. Sir.
See, we must compliment a few friends. Mr. Ajhar, S.N. Ajhar from DPS Vindhyachal, he has sent a beautiful input. We'll post it on the website, on our YouTube channel. And as you rightly said, but during pandemic, collaboration is really happening in a different fashion, and we must compliment all our teachers that they have taught all parents a different role. And we must compliment entire parent community that they have really learned a different role, especially mothers. They are supplementing, complementing learning of our children so well that around 50% work they are doing. So we request Narula ma'am to have a look on chat box. If there are useful inputs, we may take up a few of them, and will request any our learned participants, especially leaders from the school, to have few comments. Mr. S.N. Ajbar, would you like to say something? 2 minutes, though we have crossed our time, but please be brief and say something what you have said.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Dr. Saab, for giving me this opportunity again. Actually, I have gone through the whole session. I am thankful to Dr. Arun Prakash sir. I heard Madam Banerjee also. So I mean, it's really a privilege that I can share the same platform with you people. So the thing which we have discussed today is basically on intra-school collaboration. But after implementation of national education policy, my target was a little bit Arun Prasad, my target for the inter-school collaboration part. I have
Mr. Jafar, no, sir, Mr. Jafar, you are not audible. You are not audible today also, and your voice is breaking. So perhaps it will not be that much effective. What we do that we can take your PPT and part of our YouTube things, and we can add it there. If you can quickly come, and in fact for inter-school collaboration, we have another 10-15 slides which we are not taking today because of the time there. In fact, I was supposed to speak mostly on inter-school communication collaboration, but because of this time limit, we are skipping that. So maybe we can, whatever input you have given, we can add in YouTube channel later. Sir, if you how. Sir, how you can give the final.
I think we can do that. We are so sorry that I don't know, there is some connectivity issue at your end. Any other friend, Meenakshi Narula ma'am, Leena Dua ma'am, or any other friend?
And Thapar sir, don't run away. We want to listen to you as well.
Yes.
But in brief.
Narula ma'am, is there any chat box, some inputs? Please unmute. Please unmute yourself.
There are compliments most of the while. Mr. Ajay Prasad has written that leaders always develop the quality of skill in the team because quality develops positive support and coordination in the team with full confidence. So most of people have written is definitely compliments for what the session is all about and about collaboration. So there's hardly any question as such as of now. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for coming. Yes, please, Dr. Rajendra ji.
First of all, sir, good evening, everyone. I really am grateful and thank you to Dr. B. Singh, sir, who has personally has invited me to be in this platform. I have learned a lot of things today, and moreover, I have been listening many times Dr. Singh. So I'm always learning with under his guidance. But I'm definitely we can extend our hand also in some way, somehow, in the collaborative learning because it's always beneficial for everyone. It's a win-win situation. So let us start it this good mission and good vision. I'm sure this will be the great platform and great chance to interact to do the best for the community and for the country also. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you so much. Before we invite Meenakshi ma'am, let me share a few points. We would request all our friends to send us their inputs. Dr. Prakash, I think you have to mute everyone. Probably you have to mute yourself or everyone. We would request all our learned friends to send us their inputs. If they are, we find that they are okay with
Sir, you are muted.
All right. So if required, we'll do editing or we can have panel discussion, little moderation and then we can post it on YouTube. That is one request. As we have already last Thursday, we said 22nd December, we'll have brainstorming session on accelerated learning. So we'll request all friends to kindly share their inputs and join us on 22nd so that we have some inputs on the very important topic, a new topic. Instead of remedial teaching, we should understand what is accelerated learning. Friends, I have made a broadcast group of principals and teachers. So kindly save my number if anybody has not done it so that you get messages. Kindly subscribe our channel, like it, and we have given options for the transfer of amount also if anybody want to do. Even the Paytm number is added. So, Dr. Arun Prakash, would you like to share what we intend to do for teachers again? A special session of 3 days.
Sir. We were brainstorming. In fact, every day, almost every day, Narula ma'am joins from US and Topper joins whenever he manages time. We and all other resource person we discuss. So we were brainstorming, and we thought we should have a session for teachers in which we actually equip them, which helps them in the classroom teaching. We have talked about a lot of theory. We have talked about the philosophy. Everyone knows what should be done. But problem comes how to do. Like, for example, I was seeing in our school also, one teacher has made a simple worksheet written by hand and just made by hand, a biology teacher. Now Google has Google Drawing, AutoDraw. So many softwares are available. If we use it, so easily we can make beautiful worksheet which can be used in the classroom, or the tools which can be used for examination, for mentored class examination and non-mentored classroom. So we have planned to 3-day workshop for the teachers. That will be on 25th, 26th, and 27th. Again, for almost 1.5 hours in the evening, in which we'll take 1 day. We'll talk about the actually what things can be done in the classroom, like art integration and those type of things, pedagogical things. Another day we'll talk about how to make technology effective in the classroom, for the teaching learning process, from the worksheet making to augmented reality to using mobile phone to the next level, recording something in the classroom and taking it further, how to edit videos and make it public, how to use Padlet, how to use other Mentimeter or other programs in the classroom. So we will not tell these things are available. We will actually show that Mentimeter to be used like this. Open here, this is the source, download, press this thing, press that thing, and actually use it, demonstrating that. Same way, another session we want to do for evaluation. How can we use technology and the latest methodology for evaluation? For example, making open book question in chemistry is not that easy. When we make question, if you get something which is not in the book, which is totally irrelevant, and parent will say, what are you teaching? Something is different, and whatever you're asking, something different. So how to correlate the teaching with the latest technology and bringing the best teaching things together. So 3-day session is planned, and that with blessings of Dr. B.C. Singh, we are planning. Very soon we'll announce, and with a very nominal fees, we'll go ahead and have a 3 days program, which will really equip teachers to be effective in the classroom. Sir.
I'll say only one sentence. Friends, many of us are working principals. But we must compliment Dr. Arun Prakash in spite of running his international school, and our Thapar sir also, they take out time. So friends, I'll say only opportunities knocking your door, do not miss it. Opportunity do not come every time, every day. Yes, ma'am. Meenakshi Narula, ma'am, or are you there? Dr. Divya Singh, Meenakshi Narula, ma'am.
We'll love to listen, Divya ma'am, please. If you are not on the move and in position, because she's moving so much all over the country and
Dr.
having a lot of responsibility.
Are you there?
Dr.
Or any other friend, if you Want to say
Dr.
something?
Manjulatha is there. Dr. Manjulatha is there.
Okay.
And
Chandni
Bhai
Kendra.
Maghana also. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. V. Manjulata. Mohammad Atar Kalam.
Sir, Kalam sir, if you can just say something.
Kalam sir is in Allahabad only?
He is in, principal in a school in Allahabad, sir.
Yes, yes, I know.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Myself,
Good
Ajay
evening,
Prashad.
Ajay Prashad ji.
Yeah,
Yes,
sir,
yes, yes. Good.
Yes, sir. I welcome to you, sir. You have given to join with you all, and this is the topic. But we have to discuss so many. But in my views, I have seen in tuition, not only education, in other institution, collaboration is the friendly environment gives us people, sir, and that gives excellent team where we do the task. My suggestion, one thing more, if education institute is running, so there are 4 or 5 people, those are very important. First is the school head, second is the staff, third is, and fourth is the parents, where they give their better achievement to develop the school, develop the knowledge, develop the education, and create a good citizen of the country, sir. So I'm thankful to you all. We have got so many guidelines from your side, sir. This is better. I will just give this opportunity to our teachers also, and we will try to give the good leadership quality in the institute. Thank you to all, sir, for this platform, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
And sir, next week we are having the program for school founders. So we'll request all the principals who are here and to others also. Please, those who are listening in YouTube or Facebook, please request your founder, school founder, to be a part of the growing community in which we'll discuss the problems which school founders are facing. So that program is on 24th, again from the same timing. So every Thursday we have program. First Thursday we have for children, second we have for teachers, third we have third we have aspiring and existing principal, and fourth we have for the school founders. And in between we'll be having lot many other brainstorming session where we can help it out. And I think, sir, we should listen Thapar sir now.
Thapar sir, ma'am, Narula ma'am. Yes.
Yes, Narula ma'am as well.
Hitashi. I am Anuja
Ma'am.
Hitashi.
Yes, ma'am.
Ji.
Yes, sir. I just want to say that the base of the collaboration is the teamwork, and the team should think about it and believe in that the learning is a lifelong process. Learning is a lifelong process, and it never ends. It never ends. Whatever age we have, nothing depend on that. See that I am so much qualified, not such an experienced, and I should not have to learn, and we don't have to think over it that we have to learn something. This is not the way. If we are working in a team and we are in such a kind of collaboration, so the base of the collaboration is, I think, it is teamwork, and basically the theory, which is very important, that the learning is a whole lifelong process. Whole life we are learning. Means you are experienced or educated one, the older one, the senior one, whoever is there. I can tell you, one child, even one child, if you can observe, he or she can also teach you something someday. some examples are there in that kind. I have many examples for that. That a child also can teach you if you can observe their activity, their vision, and the things in which they used to do. So it is a lifelong process, and this is the base of a teamwork. Devotion,
True.
dedication. Devotion, dedication, and determination must be there if you are working in a team. Only this much I want to share with you. And that this session was very good, very nice, and I want to clap for you, both of you, sir, because you are a good. You are doing a moral support to the educators. You're giving a good moral support to educators, either the principal or the teachers or parents or the management. Everyone, you are just making a team for all of them. That is very good. That is very good, sir. And I wish you for all kind of success.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. Please send your video. We'll see that. If it is really quality video, we'll post it on YouTube also. Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
थापर सर और नुरुला मैम कौन डिसाइड कर लीजिए दोनों.
थापर सर बोलिए, आप तो बिल्कुल नहीं बोले आज.
Good evening to all the learners over here, and it was a marvelous session. Congratulations to both Dr. B. Sir and Arun for collaborating and bringing us all together to this platform. There was a beautiful thought which was shown today. It was showing the PowerPoint presentation. It says, every rising tide raises all the ships. Wonderful thought. I think that's the base of today's discussion. Shashi ma'am also began with that. This pandemic has opened up a treasure trove for us. It has catapulted us into this kind of collaboration. And she has also wonderfully said that we see the world only once in our childhood days, and rest is all memory. So she put across the things so beautifully. And then later on, it was followed by Dr. B. Singh sir and Arun's presentation, which was again full of learning and the memories that we always recall from DPS Korba are very enriching for us. They keep on motivating us. And I'm reminded of a small anecdote which probably you might have heard. That is about a farmer taking competition. Every year he competes in the competition and wins the first prize for bringing up the best crop. And every year what he used to do was, after winning the trophy, he used to distribute the seeds of his crop among all the participants of the neighborhood farmers. And after years of this particular thing going on, one particular person asked him, why do you do so? Why do you give away the best seeds to your neighborhood farmers? And to that he answered that unless and until my neighborhood farmers will not have good crop, I will not have good crop because of cross-pollination. So that's the exact kind of scenario that we all are existing. As Arun mentioned, that if someone is getting transferred to Allahabad, one should have the confidence that, well, Allahabad has got numerous schools and my children's education won't be a problem for me. Similarly, in whichever pockets of the world we are, we need to have this particular thought. We should always look forward to competing in a positive way and bringing out our best. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening. And it was a marvelous experience this evening. Thank you.
Narula ma'am.
Yes, sir. Today we've really understood that the era of competition is now on the leave. the era of collaboration is now in. Very nicely said by Lenin, as ma'am had mentioned, Shashi ma'am, that there were decades when nothing happened, and then there are weeks where everything is happening. These are the weeks where stalwarts like you are bringing so much of knowledge, and with your humility and your humble behavior, so much of knowledge you are giving and passing it on for the generations to carry forward. This is the time where I should say the power of I, if it becomes the power of we, then there is nothing which is left for imagination to happen. This is the time where people used to think that how could I ask help from? By collaboration, we are ourselves offering to others our wings. Let's hold on to each other's corners and make a paradigm shift towards new learnings. So Dr. Singh is already giving us those corners of his knowledge. Dr. Arun Prakash, you are giving, Swan Singh Thapar is giving, then why not everyone together will take a great flight and take our education and our students to a higher horizon. So collaboration is the key word, is the word today. So very nicely held session, sir. Beautifully done.
Thank you, ma'am. And I think we are not able to listen Dr. Divya's maybe some communication problem. Otherwise, her wisdom and word of wisdom could have been very beneficial for us to listen to us. We had Mrs. Sunita from Bhubaneswar in between, but perhaps due to some reason she has left. She was there with me in Sai International School for quite a long time. She's a senior teacher there. And I'm thankful that she has volunteered to be here and discuss a lot of things. And that's what is required today, that people are coming together with this. And before we see concluding remark, I want to put forward that why we thought for Shashi Banerjee ma'am for the collaboration, because that is the school where things are actually happening. We all plan, but we have problems, we have limitations, we have resources. That is one school where everything is perhaps at ideal level. Financial problems are not there, parents are quite well understanding. But more than that, Shashi ma'am has brought a team together who are ready to take all possible type of experiments to the actual level and helping children. Just you go there, you cannot find anything which is not happening, and anything which is not happening, which they are sending children to every competition, everywhere, all schools. They are conducting a lot of things where other schools children are coming and mixing so much. The way I went first time to visit the school and saw their recording lab, and Sukhman knows that how much I'm fascinated with the instruments and recording and things. And Apple, if you, for a person like me, if sees 100 Apple laptops together at one place, it's really something unique for me where things can be done. All the recording, the visual recording, the media recording, the radio, we struggled a lot to just establish radio and TV in our school, and where things were easily available. And more than that, teachers were helping children that best of this come out and showcase them, giving them platform, helping them to develop something, and giving them opportunity to present them something and confidently go and present it outside world. That is what we all have to do. Now this is not the time when we have to teach something to children. To be very frank, teaching job is almost obsolete now in the real traditional sense, where my role was there to define atomic structure, to tell what is quantum number, to tell how quantum number is converted into different parts. That thing, perhaps a Harvard University professor's video, which child can see in YouTube, can explain much better than me. If my teacher is not there, father will talk to his friend who is professor some other university, he will spend half an hour, and in half an hour all the concept can be clear. So traditional role of teacher, the only knowledge provider, is gone. If teacher will not reorient himself right from the knowledge provider to a person who encourages and give them platform, yes, now you can go and fly. Now the role of is there just to help a bird to fly and explore the world, not to make a world that I'm there and I'll shape a bird and because of me only bird will fly. No, bird will fly with me, without me, with me, and we want to be a part of this flying process. We should be proud that this opportunity is lying on us as a teacher to make a change in someone else's life. Someone told, I think Renu ma'am has told once, that we are paid for doing something which we like most. So as a teacher, we want to help others. We want to do something because why Mr. Thapar tells his stories? Because he loves those stories. He likes those stories and pass on to that. Now, Baba ma'am said, now Baba ma'am is writing every day some very beautiful story in Facebook and YouTube, these different platforms and reaching to us. Today, I think Renu ma'am has shared such a wonderful video that the case study about the Taj Mahal Hotel, and that how Taj Mahal Hotel employees, not a single employee fled away when people were there, and there was opportunity. They went out and came back again to help other people. Not a single employee of Tata Group's Taj Mahal Hotel left during the attack of 26/11 that time. This is a case study going on Harvard, and they came out with very beautiful conclusions that they had appointed the employees not from big cities. They went to the second tier cities. They appointed employees that when they asked their teachers, they went to schools and colleges and asked them that tell me who are the children, your student, who respect maximum their parents and teachers and elders, and they appointed them. So they went to see the attitude, not the grade. And then they, in the corporate philosophy, they said that all these waiters and managers are representative of guests to the management. They are not management representative to the guests who are coming. Other way they did. You all are here that guests have the best experience. The whole corporate culture has been changed, and that's what is said. Rome is not built in a day. The Tata Group empire is not made in one day. There has been efforts year and year. So thank you everyone for giving so much hearing to all of us, giving this platform and being together. Sir.
Can we request Thapar sir and Nirmala ma'am to take lead on 22nd when we have brainstorming session?
Brainstorming and Sukhwan.
So can you collaborate and decide how you will be there? We'll support you.
On 22nd.
All of you have to mute yourself. See, one small experience. The day I visited another school, Thapar sir को mute करना. I saw a class coming to reception area, and there was a reception area also. There were different kind of displays, not ordinary policy displays and all this. Student work was displayed there. The teacher had taken the class there, and children were explaining to each other what all displays are there from different angles. So what you were hinting, Dr. Prakash, the same thing was happening. Even I saw, and it was a good approach. So thank you, friends. Nice to have so many luminaries on the show today, virtually collaborating with us. So we'll have next session on 22nd, then 24th, and then 25th, 25, 26, 25, 26, 27 with teachers. So Dr. Arun Prakash, you have to create immediately the posters and the Google form. Google form I'll create and send you. You can modify. Poster you create, and create poster for Chitkara International School for 24th.
Sir.
You may take photograph from their website and create a draft poster. We'll send it to them, and once they approve, we'll finally float it.
Thank you, sir.
They are preparing. They have agreed to give presentation. There is one. I know Parul Sood is there, who is working with college. They have incubators in the college, the school, because they do a lot of coordination is there, collaboration is there between college and the school. So it should be a different experience that day. So she's working on this presentation. I told them 30 minutes time.
Okay,
So
sir.
please prepare a draft and let us send it tomorrow morning.
Thank you, sir. And that was a good opportunity where schools are coming forward, and that in fact we invite, we want to showcase every time one school who can tell what work they are doing, and so that it can reach to others. That whatever good things are happening, and that sharing. Before collaboration, we need sharing. We should know what is good happening in which place and how can we benefit it. That's the type of collaboration that quite of things. And thank you, sir, for giving us
मैम नरोदर
opportunity
से
and give us.
रिक्वेस्ट ये होगी कि चितकारा की जितनी वेबसाइट्स हैं, यूट्यूब चैनल, फेसबुक है, वहां से कुछ इनपुट जरा निकालिए और लेट अस शेयर ऑन आवर प्लेटफॉर्म, तो हम लोग आपस में भी थोड़ा शेयरिंग कर लें.
Sir,
Will we get less time, so both of us can do it.
Sir, 1 minute. On a lighter mood, mentioning of collaboration, sharing, and you mentioned incubators in the school. It reminded me of the incubators that we had in BPS Korba. We had kept an incubator in the staff room, and we used to put our tiffins into that, and we used to eat away each other's tiffins without taking permission from anyone.
This is what actually we should do.
मैं मामा की इडलियां खा जाता था, मामा मेरे पराठे खा जाती थी.
Okay. So, thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being a presenter. And Shashi ma'am has given very valuable input. And let us